Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News, which is always myself, Vibin. I got my brother with me, Mr. Scott Tripp, aka the Crypto Beast. As you guys know, we like to jump into a couple news articles from the crypto world, bring them to your attention, and see what you guys think about them. But today, like no other day, we like to do our daily market sentiment before we get started. So, without further ado, Crypto Beast, let us get the market sentiment today.
I guess it's nice to see it go above 40K again, but it's kind of like, it's almost like it's a control thing with the bears. They're liquidating more people as this kind of bearish time goes in. So I'm just watching and seeing what's going on, right? There's a lot of liquidations today when they dropped it below 39K and then they kind of bounced it back up. But I just like you, I don't think the volume is there yet for a real true bullish run. So
yeah. I mean, I think the market sentiment right now is still neutral. It's a lot of things mixing in with a lot of the financial markets and things of that nature. You're seeing a little bounces here and there. But again, I think everything's still neutral. I think, with the U.S. Signing their regulatory bill or their bill today on crypto, I think it gives a little bit of positivity for the what they're looking to do in the future. But again, it's still pretty much a neutral feeling on the market. But without further ado, we'll jump right into the first headline today. The headline's coming from BigONE.com. UAE airliner Emirates to launch NFTs and experiences in the Metaverse. So UAE airliner said it will soon launch NFTs and exciting experiences in the Metaverse for its clientele as well as its workers. According to the airliner, the move aligns with advances in the UAE's digital economy as well as with the country's virtual assets related initiatives. So they said here, we're excited about the opportunities in the digital space of the future and are committed to the significant investment in the financial and resource in terms to development products and services using advanced technologies that would deliver on revenue, brand experience, and business efficiencies. So in order to help set Emirates on a path towards achieving the goals, the CE said the airliner future theme Emirates Pavilion at Expo is being repurposed as a hub to develop cutting-edge future experiences aligned with UAE's vision for digital economy. So the airliner statement also said Emirates will continue to work with its partners on matters regarding its Web3 strategy. So this is pretty good news. How we always talk about, these bigger brands using NFTs or Metaverse or Web3 as a way to get their foot in the door. And we've seen it in all kinds of sectors. And here it is no different. Emirates is a really big airline and they make some fancy planes as well. So I think what they could offer for, long flights between here and Iran and different places on these long flights, some of those experiences they could offer for passengers that has a 13-hour flight would be crazy, right? Like if you had a business class seat and you had the little private room, and then you got to really go in there and have this metaverse experience on your way flying, that would be really cool in my opinion. So gonna be on the lookout for more about this, but just wanted to bring this up just to kind of give you guys another insight on that. These big companies are using Web3 and NFTs to get involved with the digital asset space.
okay, and then my first article, I'll just share the screen here. I'm super kind of excited about this, but Final Fantasy on a blockchain. Square Enix president says NFTs and crypto will be central to the future of gaming. Yusuke Masuda, president of Square Enix Co. Ltd., the video game giant behind the Final Fantasy series, highlighted the role of non-fungible tokens and blockchain technology in the future of gaming. What happened? Masuda said during a recent interview with Yahoo Japan that until now, most of Square Enix games were offered to players as already finished products, but there are a number of players in the world who want to contribute to making games more interesting by creating new settings and ways of playing. He then explained the company would leverage those people to allow games to continue to evolve over time thanks to blockchain-powered incentives. And then I'm going to go back in.
It's funny because it was like literally clear for us. Like I could have continued reading it for you.
Oh, I apologize. It shows 3 screens to me, which is really weird. So I'm just going to pop back into the article. If instead of relying on goodwill, we could also provide incentives to those who contribute to development of utilizing technologies such as blockchain, there's a possibility that innovative and interesting content can be created from the idea of users, Masudo said. The gaming community so far has reacted harshly to the industry's ongoing adoption of blockchain technology. Major gaming blog Kotoko welcomed the idea of rewarding in-game content creators, but also argued it does not need to involve blockchain tech or NFTs. But I disagree. Like, including NFTs as like part of costumes or pets or whatever that they have in the game would add some intrinsic value to it. Like, you think the NFTs, if you get a super rare one, you'd be able to keep it forever, literally. Like, that'd be amazing. Or sell it if you wanted to for more money than originally. You wouldn't have to rely on a second party to do so, which is even better. So yeah,
definitely going to be one to keep an eye out for, man. I think, when you think about gaming and what they're going to use NFTs for in gaming right now, is still kind of in the mix of how everybody wants to, put their spin on it. But definitely something to keep in mind when we're looking at these things. My second article is going to be coming from Cointelegraph. The headline reads, Gulf Energy pursues joint venture with Binance, invest in BNB. So Thailand-based Gulf Energy has made a strategic investment in cryptocurrency exchange Binance US and signaled its pursuit of a joint venture with the global Binance exchange as part of the targeted effort to gain exposure to the digital asset market. Gulf Energy disclosed in a regulatory filing on April 18th that it invested in Series C preferred stock issued by BAM Trading Services Incorporated, which is the operator of Binance US. The investment in Binance US gives Gulf Energy exposure to one of the fastest user scale-up exchanges in the world, well ahead of the exchange's planned initial public offering, the company said. So CZ, who runs Binance Global Crypto Exchange, confirmed July 2021 that Binance US was exploring pathways for public offering. So in a separate filing on Monday, Gulf Energy disclosed that it's pursuing a joint venture with Binance to operate a cryptocurrency exchange in Thailand. Once the venture is established, the newly formed entity will apply for digital asset licenses with the appropriate authorities. Gulf Energy's filing also disclosed investments in Binance BNB, which is the native crypto asset on the Binance ecosystem. So this is a really big, in my opinion, to see something, see Gulf Energy, one of these big magnitude companies based out of Thailand, go ahead and go out and say that, hey, we're invested in Series C preferred stock. And that's who runs Binance. And they're pretty much getting into Binance before, if Binance does go for public offer, and they're going to be there pretty much in a pre-sale at this point. So this is really good news from Binance. And I know Binance gets a little bit of slack from, some of the other protocols out there, but CZ's really got his stuff together when it comes to regulatory adjustments, as far as like when he was banned from Cayman Islands, Canada, Germany, and the UK. He went back and fixed all of these issues, and now you're starting to see a little bit. You're going to start seeing bigger companies kind of come out on and say, hey, we're part of this brand, and we're going to back it.
That's amazing. Well, okay, I'm going to go on to the next article I have here. Doing a couple things at once, so I apologize. I like this article because I hope it's true, but in the end, is it true? I kind of question it a little bit. I don't know how you'll feel about it, but I'll just share with you here. So crypto will go higher should Feds raise inflation target, top economist. So it says here, while making an appearance during today's CNBC Squawk Box show, economics and businessman economic advisor Allianz Mohammed Al-Areen named a reason under which the price of crypto is likely to go higher than current levels. The economist believes that the Fed may be pushed to change the inflation target from 2 to 3%, since they're likely to realize to achieve their initially announced target of 2% is impossible, and failing so would undermine their credibility. In this case, Al-Areen believes that crypto and gold will go higher. When they discuss crypto on CNBC, they mostly talk about Bitcoin and less often about Ethereum. And since financial institutions believe BTC to be an inflation hedge, in this case, the talk was likely about Bitcoin. I guess my question is like, I don't know if we have that separation yet of like the stocks and like fiat currency to really allow Bitcoin to go up. I don't know how you feel about it, but
yeah, I mean, it's a lot of pressure on both sides, man. I think a lot of financial markets are very tender right now, in a sense, and I think we just got to keep watching. We got to watch it all play out. I think it's a lot of regulatory pressure, but at the same time, I think the regulatory pressure or the people, imposing regulatory pressure has a lot of holes to dig out of themselves. So we just got to keep paying attention to it all, I think. To the last article for me, going over to bitcoin.com or bitcoinist.com, the headline reads, Vitalik Buterin says hostile Twitter takeover could go very wrong. So Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin recently took to Twitter to share his thoughts on Musk's attempt to purchase Twitter. For many, Musk taking over a social media platform will be a good thing. However, Buterin notes that although this could ultimately be a good thing compared to the current leadership of Twitter, it could be a sliding scale to set a precedent for other wealthy individuals and governments when it becomes to hostile takeovers. So he tweeted, don't oppose Elon running Twitter, at least compared to status quo. But I do disagree with more generalized enthusiasm for wealthy people or organizations hostile takeover social media firms. That could easily go very wrong. E.g., imagine an ethically challenged foreign government doing so. So then somebody commented, Robin Hansen, we should have a lot more hostile takeovers via weaker legal obstacles to doing so. There are a powerful underused way to discipline management. Then Vitalik responded, the Saudi guy already owns 5% point is well taken, but ultimately weak in my opinion. Control is super linear and ownership stake. His level of ability to control policy is very low now and would increase by far more than 10x if his ownership increased to 50%. So we know that Twitter set out this poison pill to try to get some users to kind of go ahead and get some other shareholders a way to buy in at a cheaper price. And they were actually successful because at the time of this article, Elon's not even the top shareholder anymore in Twitter. His 9.2% was actually overtaken by the Vanguard Group, and now they're the largest shareholder of Twitter at 10.3. So it looks like they are fighting back and trying to have some up their sleeve as well. But this is one of those things that we'll just keep a lookout for.
And then my very last article is on this new hack that happened recently. Share that, which seems to be happening a lot lately for some reason. Beanstalk cryptocurrency loses 182 million of reserves in flash attack. The Beanstalk cryptocurrency is being stripped of reserves valued at more than 180 million in seconds after an attacker used borrowed money to snap up enough voting rights to transfer the money away. The lightning hostile takeover raises fresh questions about the unregulated nature of digital currencies and lack of protection for investors. Describing itself as a decentralized credit-based stablecoin protocol, Beanstalk offers a cryptocurrency called Beans, intended to have a stable value of $1 coin. It's effectively operated as a bank, letting savers, bean farmers, make deposits of beans into a field and using their savings to ensure the value of a single bean stayed as close to $1 as possible. Others were encouraged to deposit cryptocurrencies such as Ether into a silo to build up the stablecoin reserves in exchange for voting rights. A still unidentified attacker has borrowed 80 million in cryptocurrencies and deposited it in the project silo, gaining enough voting rights in the exchange to be able to pass any proposal instantly. With that power, they voted to transfer the contents of the treasury to themselves, then returned the voting rights, withdrew the money, and repaid the loan all in a matter of seconds. Apparently as well, and I don't know if it says it on here, is he donated quite a large sum of that money to the Ukraine just recently. I'm sure there's going to be some fallout from that or whatever, but I mean, let's see what happens in the end. I'm sure Ukraine realizes they can't hold on to money like that either, right? So
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Definitely one of those things where I go back to is that a lot of these hackers aren't doing this for fun. They're just doing it to, test some of the things that some of their little bugs or work out some bugs and some things that they're working on. So they set out these attacks just to, maybe test some things on their side. But to go to the last part of the day, Scott, we're going to go over the trading view, look at the total crypto market cap and some of the dominance factors. So total crypto market cap right now is sitting at 1.86 trillion. This is a nice push up from where we fell down to. We kind of seen it drop down to 176 a little bit earlier, and now it's already pushing back up to the 186. So pretty nice there. Bitcoin dominance is at 41.78. So it's a little bit of a rise on the Bitcoin dominance, which is always I always try to keep an eye on stuff like that. The Ethereum dominance right now is at 19.78. So still kind of maintaining that same area. But again, I don't think there's anything that makes this overly bullish market. I think our current trend is still the current trend is still the trend that's been in the last year, which has been kind of a sideways type of movement. So I'm still just waiting for some new volume to come into the market. But other than that, I'm not sure we have any announcements for the day. I know that we announced the Metaverse listing last week on BigONE Exchange, and then also we also posted a video on our YouTube of the AMA that we did with them on Twitter. But other than that, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in with us today. And until the next time, guys, peace out.
Peace. Have a great day, you guys. And look forward to positivity. And hopefully we keep on seeing an up market. Anyways, have a good one. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.